Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I want to talk about something that some people get and some people don't get. Okay? What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about how silence is an answer. Okay? Or no reply is an answer. You're out there, you're dating. Here's the thing, you guys. If you text somebody and they don't respond to you, you need to leave it alone. They got the text. Believe me when I tell you, they got the text. They are not responding because they're either busy with somebody and they can't text you back, or they just don't care. All right? You know, if somebody doesn't have common courtesy with you, that is not somebody that you could be in a relationship with. That is not somebody that you can trust. All right? You don't want somebody that just, can't get back to you. And now other people are going to argue this and say, well, I get busy at my job or this or that, or, things happen. Well, you know what? If you were dealing with your boss, or you were dealing with your parent, or you were dealing with a loved one that you cared about, you would let that person know, you know what? I work during these hours, but when I get a break, I will shoot you a text, or I will call you, or I'll call you after work. That's what people do when they care about respecting somebody. Now, people that don't do that are people that are not respecting you, and you can't be in a relationship unless you have respect, okay? Unless you want to constantly be chasing after this person. Why didn't you text me back? Or do we have plans this weekend or something like that? You are chasing. You should not have to chase somebody, okay? It's called a mutual respect, just like you need to do the same to that person. Because what goes around comes around, you guys. If you start playing games with somebody, a lot of times these people are going to start playing games back with you. And when we play games, nobody wins, all right? So the point I'm trying to make is this. You guys need to pick up on the hint. What's the hint? The hint is that if somebody is not showing you common courtesy or respect, you need to get rid of these people. You need to stop overthinking it. This is the problem today. Too many chances. Too many chances. Now, sometimes people get busy with something, whatever, and the normal thing would be somebody to get back to you and say, I'm sorry, I was busy with my kid, or I was busy, I got a business phone call, or I got a family member called me, or something like that. That's like letting the person know that, they respect their time. Because let me ask you something. If that was your boss texting you or calling you and asking you, where did you leave so-and-so in the office? Where'd you leave that piece of paper? We need that right now. Do you really think that person's going to wait to get back to them? No, they're going to get right back to their boss, because they know if they don't get right back to their boss, there's a chance that they're going to get fired, okay? That their boss is going to get disgusted, that they can't contact them in an emergency regarding business, regarding dollars and cents. And that means that, they could lose their job. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, they need to put as much importance into that, keeping in contact and communication with you as you would with them. All right? Now, I know we live in a flaky society. It all depends on who you hang out with, you guys. And this is my other point, too. Who you hang out with is going to make a difference in how you're treated. So if you're hanging out with people that, are all about themselves, that are all about being selfish, and they're doing constantly what's good for them, and they get back to you whenever they feel like it, it's up to you to have the control and not give them the control. How do you give that person the control? By always being available for them. If somebody is not available for you all the time, why are you available for them the minute they call you up? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be, because your power goes down. You're showing them that your power goes down. Now, as far as ghosting goes, if somebody ghosts you, they do not care about you, and that is somebody that you just get rid of, okay? They don't care about you, you're not that important, or they have somebody, they're busy with whoever they have, or they're juggling a couple of people. In any event, that person is going to waste your time. So if you try to contact somebody that's ghosting you, then and they don't respond to you, you gotta bye-bye. Unless that person has a legitimate reason why they're not contacting you, just be careful, because a lot of people lie too. There's people that'll lie and tell you they were in the ER when they really weren't. So, you guys, you got to read through, you got to read through the BS, and you got to decipher, if somebody's putting you in a state of confusion, you're dealing with somebody who's not transparent. People that are not transparent are people generally that are lying to you, okay? When you ask somebody a question, for instance, you ask them, are you seeing other people? And they evade the question. They're evading the question because, they don't want to come out and blatantly tell you the truth, because they know it will affect the benefit that they get from seeing you, okay? But by them not answering you is showing you that you're not dealing with a transparent person that has no problem in answering a question, okay? A lot of liars are people that can't be transparent. A lot of liars are people that gaslight you and evade the question, or change the topic, or tell you you're crazy, or tell you you're sensitive, or tell you you ask too many questions, okay? If somebody has a problem answering your question, the problem is them. The problem is not you. This is what you have to recognize. You have to recognize, ding, ding, I'm dealing with a toxic person. I'm dealing with a toxic person. If I'm dealing with someone who, can't answer my question, or, is not texting me back when I'm asking them a question, or something along those lines, then I know that I am dealing with a shady person, and this is not somebody that I should give my time to. See, here's the problem. People make excuses. Stop making excuses for these people that are not treating you with respect. If somebody's treating you with respect, you guys, you are not in the dark. If somebody's treating you with respect, they don't leave you in the dark. In other words, if they said to you on your last date, I'd like to see you again, maybe next weekend, and then you don't hear from that person all week long, okay? No answer is an answer, okay? That's telling you that this person is stringing you. That's telling you, if this person really was interested in seeing me, they would have let me know, okay? Or they would have contacted me during the week about, the weekend, because they're respecting my time. They're confirming a date or whatever. So I'm going to say it like I've said it before. Go back and listen to my podcast. Your cutoff game needs to be fierce. The reason that I'm pushing that episode, you guys, is this, okay? You don't realize it when you're young, but you realize it later on, that your time is your most precious thing in your life, okay? Your time and your health. So the point is, don't waste years, even months, with people that you're going to go nowhere with. That's why I tell you, you have to pick up on the subtle signs. What are the subtle signs? The subtle signs is somebody who's not consistent, all right? The subtle signs are somebody who doesn't open up and talk freely with you. Somebody who's guarded, or somebody who talks, their conversation is always on the surface. Somebody who's not really asking questions about you. If somebody's not asking questions about you, guess what? They don't care about who you are. They just care about whatever benefit they're getting from you, which is probably just you're a fill-in for whenever they're free to call you for a date, all right? But the reason that these people are so confusing is because what they do is they love bomb you and tell you, I'm so attracted to you. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're exactly the type of woman or the guy that I've been looking for. And you have a great date with them. And then you don't hear from them after that for a week. And then they hit you up maybe, 2 weeks from then or something like that. That is because they're not all into you, or they got somebody already, you guys. All right. And you're like a side chick. Okay. Or they're busy dating different people. So the point is, we're not playing games here. Your life is important. Your time is important. And if people, are saying one thing like, oh yeah, no, I'm moving towards a relationship. I'm moving towards a relationship. Okay. And then you don't see that they're consistent in contacting you or getting on the phone and really asking questions to see who you are. Guess what? They're full of shit, okay? They're full of shit, or they're not making time to see you, all right? So you have to pick up on it. You don't go searching for the answers, because people that are transparent, people that are real, the real ones don't leave you in a state where you have to search for the answers. Am I on for the date this weekend? Are we in a relationship? People that are real will let you know. They will lock it down because they value you and they don't want to take a chance of losing you. All right? Unless you come off so desperate and that person knows that they got you wrapped around their finger, that's when some people take advantage too, because they know you're not going anywhere. They know you're always taking their calls, even though they don't always take your calls. And that's where you get taken for granted. So the point is this, you guys. This is why boundaries are so important. You need to have your boundaries, all right? You need to communicate with that person. It's not coming off desperate. It is not coming off desperate, but you're not begging the person either. You're not sitting there and saying, well, I thought we had plans Saturday night. Why didn't you call me during the week? Are we on or are we not on? Okay? If the person doesn't contact you, then you let that person go, because they really don't care about you. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. All right? Now, if you want to give them one chance, and I always talk about the one chance, and they come back and they're like, oh, I really miss you. I'm sorry, I've been busy or whatever. You let the person know, listen, if you're really serious on trying to get to know me, then you will show me that. If you don't show me that, then you and I will not be talking, all right? Because, I'm not going to deal with people that are playing games or whatever. So if you show me that you're not serious about getting to know me, then believe me when I tell you, we're not going to be talking at all, okay? And you got to be strong with that. You can't just always be, hanging on a string in hopes, give it time. No, people know right away. They know right away if they want you or not. There is none of this date 1 week and then 3 weeks off and then date 4 weeks later. See, and that's where the problem is. The problem is that there's a lot of women that are hoping for a relationship. So they tolerate this behavior in hopes that they feel like in time, maybe we'll be in a relationship in time. And you know what? The guys are running with it. That's why you see ghosting. That's why you see people not care about getting back to you, because you have a lot of women out there with very low boundaries. And it goes vice versa as well, you guys. But the point is, if there's a lot of people that they could get away with juggling, they're going to juggle you. So stop being somebody's option. When somebody's showing you that you are an option, in other words, they're not consistent in contacting you and asking questions about you and seeing you on a regular basis, all right? And you only hear from them here or there, the touch basers, you are an option. That's what you are. You are an option. So, unless you want to sit there and waste your time with these people, you're better off to get rid of them. Because you're only inflating somebody's ego. This is what you're doing. So you don't want to be somebody's second option. So I'm going to say, in sum, you guys, it's like this. We are not going to sit here and we're not going to say, oh, I thought he was going to change. I thought he was going to. No. That's who he is or who she is. No, that they're not going to change, okay? Most of the time, these people are not going to change. What you see is what you get, okay? So, either you value your time or you don't. If you value your time, then you don't give your time to people that don't prove it to you by following up with their actions that they want to get to know you, all right? It's not just about, oh, you're so sexy, or I'm just adoring all your pictures or something like that. That's really nice. What do you know about me? What do you know about me? Do you know anything about my job? You know anything about my career? You know about anything about my dreams or aspirations or where I want to be, in 5-10 years? You know anything about my kids if I have kids? You know anything about my family life, how many siblings I have? You know how long I'm single? Do you know about my past relationship? No, but hey, you like my pictures. That's terrific, okay? This is what I mean, all right? You got to weed through the nonsense. You want people that really ask you questions and are, inquisitive as to who you are. People that are inquisitive about you as a person, not you how you look, are people that care about you as a person. Remember that when I tell you, because that's a crucial piece of advice I'm giving you. People that really will care about you are people that want to know about the inner you, not the cosmetic you, not how sexy you are in that red dress, all right? Or how they love your pictures. You want to be sure that they love who you are as a person, okay? You as a person, whether you have a kind heart, whether you're smart and intelligent, okay, whether you have good values. You want people that value those type of qualities. People that value those type of qualities are the people that are going to value you for the long term. The people that only value what you look like are people just looking at you in a lustful way. All right? They're thinking about you in the bedroom and what they're going to do to you. They're not thinking about you and sitting there with no sexual connotation involved and being able to have a great conversation and enjoy each other's company. So remember that. And pick up on the clues, you guys. Pick up on the clues. Stop giving these type of clowns your time. That's the problem. Too many people are letting things go and making time for people that don't deserve it. Do not give these people your time. When you give these people your time, you're giving these people power. And that's why they're running with it. And that's why they're not locking you down for relationships, because too many people are getting used today. That's right. They're getting used. That's exactly what's going on. They're getting used for sexual purposes. All right? And a lot of people will say, well, the women do it too. Yes, of course the women do it too. But the thing is, I'm sure a lot of these people don't want to be single down the road. Okay? They don't want to be 50, 60 and older and single. They would like to have companionship. All right? They would like to have somebody who cares about them. It's like a good friend of mine who was the biggest player. And, he ended up getting married, and he said, eventually you get tired of it. Eventually you want somebody who cares about you. But if you create this environment of, using people or being used, when it's time for you to want a relationship, guess what? You're not going to get a relationship because, everybody out there is doing that. So they're not going to want to be tied down with you because they're going to go for what's easy. All right. So this is what I'm telling you. Read between the lines. Somebody's giving you silence, pick up on it, and don't go chasing them. All right. I hope that helps you. If it did, hit the subscribe button, share to people that you think will help hearing this, and, value yourself because you're worth more than just a jump in the hay. Have a great day, you guys. Audible is offering listeners a 30-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free, 30-day trial. You get to select any book that you want on there and listen to it. They have books on there about breadcrumbing, love bombing, why did they lose interest, dating, relationship, any kind of book you're interested in and want to learn about, okay? You could listen to it in your car or if you're on the bus or the train. So go to my podcast description for the link at tinyurl.com/AskYazNow and start your free trial. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.